Hi everyone, if you're wondering why I look a bit strange right now, it's because I've got a little tutorial style video coming up for you, and it's for my costume that was this year's Halloween look, which is a doe or a stag if you use optional antlers, but I haven't this time because we're currently having the worst kind of weather right now, so I'm too scared to go out and go and find some twigs. But yeah, I've done a voiceover for the look instead of nattering on at you while I get to work, so hopefully you enjoy it, and yeah, I'll get started. So I've already done my foundation and so on to speed things up. First thing I'm going to do here is apply MAC's Paint Pot in Bear Study, which is a pale champagne cream shadow to keep everything lasting a bit longer. Then I'm taking the Benefit Eyebrow Pencil, which I use every day, which is a pale pink creamy pencil, and using it on my waterline to brighten up the eye and give the open-eyed Bambi effect. Then I'm using this NARS Duo eyeshadow, which is a combination of a bronze and a chocolate kind of shade, and then putting that all over the lid, smoking it out and clearing up any fallout underneath. Then I'm just going to apply a waterproof mascara to keep things in place all night. Then I'm using an extra pale concealer as I have no white pigment to create an enlarged eye area. So I'm taking this under the eye, kind of halfway down where my eyeball sits kind of thing, just to keep it kind of slightly natural looking. And while the concealer is still wet, I'm taking some talcum powder to make things a bit whiter, and I'm stamping on the product, just packing it on with an eyeshadow brush. Obviously a white pigment or a white eyeshadow would work better, but this is all I have on hand, and I just thought I'd use the same as how I did it the first time. You can also layer this up. Obviously it hasn't got to be too natural looking as it is fancy dress face, so if it's not white enough you can just layer up the concealer and powder again. Dust off any excess, and now it's time to use eyeliner. I'm using a black cream liner and an eyeliner brush. This one's by Avon, and I'm lining where the bottom lash line would be, which is parallel below my natural one. So I'm just going against the shape of my natural eye, and I'll join that up in a second. Then I'm going to do my everyday cat flick, but obviously a lot more exaggerated. This line is really great as well, I need to review it soon. I got it months and months ago. And onto the other eye. Try and keep it symmetrical. And then bring it in towards the inner corner. Lash time, and I'm using these super cheap eBay lashes that I've had for absolutely years. I'm using a huge set of lashes for the top and then a more dainty style for the bottom. And I'm cutting one strip in half and using it on both eyes. So I'm using the Illamasqua glue for the lashes, leaving the glue 30 seconds to dry, and then I'm applying it with a pair of tweezers and my fingers. When it's dry, I will stamp on some cream liner onto the lashes for any bits that have the concealer on them, and to fill any gaps. Then I've actually cut up another strip, and I'm doing the same method again, but a bit further in to blend it a little bit better. It can take a bit of tweaking, and these aren't the softest lashes you can get. I would probably recommend the eyeliner ones instead. I know they do a double lash version, which would probably come in really handy for things like this, but they are a bit heavy for an everyday. They're definitely very party look. So I'm finally happy, it looks like, and I'm just colouring in again with the cream liner. No, not happy yet. And now onto the bottom lashes, and these are more of a crisscross style, and I'm just turning them over and using the same method as before, but obviously the opposite way around. And again, this glue is really good and it keeps everything on. Right, and now I'm bronzing up with either liquid bronzers, cream bronzers, dark foundations you might have lying around, like super dark ones, and just packing it in with a stippling brush. And I don't want the lines to look too harsh, so I'm just packing it on and then blending the outer edges slightly. You can apply a little bit to the forehead, but mostly just the cheeks and the temples, I find. Then I'm going to do the worst contouring known to man and just blend a super dark, no worries about this, just pack it on, just to stop me looking like a complete moon face. You can really see how round my head is in this video. Just blend that in like there's no tomorrow. And now it's time to create the deer spots, and I'm using a cotton bud and the concealer again and just kind of twirling it round into a circular motion, and I'm going to do about 4 or 5 on each side of my face. And this is what really starts to make it look more animalistic instead of just Essex. And then while it's still wet, again using a densely packed round eyeshadow brush, I'm just packing on the talcum powder. It looks quite messy, but you can just brush off any excess in a moment with a big fluffy powder brush, as you will see momentarily. Pack it on. Just keep going until it looks as white as you want, and again you can layer. Buff off any excess. And the other side, I've not got the symmetry quite down here, but that doesn't matter too much. And now it's time to do the nose. So I'm taking the concealer again on a small concealer detail-y type brush and just painting the middle strip of my nose, and then blending it out with, this is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, but any kind of buffing brush will do. The lighting is so dodgy on this video, I'm sorry. And now it's time to draw the nose, so I'm using the cream liner again and then a small eyeliner brush just to make the shape of the nose first. I'm not taking it all the way across the nose because I don't want it to look too big, I want it to be quite dainty and cute, and obviously I don't want to rub it by accident and have a black hand and a smudged face. So just packing on the colour after I've outlined it. And I keep it quite like a heart shape, like a little button nose, so it's a bit more cute. Done! Nope, not quite. And then I go from my beginning of my eyebrow and work my way down gently to the kind of tips of the hearts on the nose, in a slight curve, but it depends on your nose shape. And then when I've got the shape down, I will go over it again to deepen the colour. And I'll blend the top in with my eyebrow so it doesn't just look like a big black line. Now sorting my hair out, and I'm going to use something that every girl from around the times of 2005-ish would remember, the headband. Just popping that right around the head, and then I'm going to create the ears, and I will take a section of hair from each side, back comb it a tiny bit to create some texture and hold, and then kind of loop it around and under the band and under itself to create an ear. And then you can just tidy up parts of the hair and close the gap if you want to. I think it can look like the white part of the ear. But you can just close it up by pulling certain strands. And then on the other side, this is the part where you'd put the antlers in, kind of tucked in between the two ears. But I didn't want to go into the forest again today. I did for the Daily Mix party though, so I'll link the pictures below. And the finishing touch is just some pale pink lipstick. I'm using MAC Hue and I'm just dabbing that in so it doesn't look too obvious and take away from the rest of the look. And setting it off with a bit of MAC Fix Plus. And that's the finished look. Hope you like it. If you do, thumbs up. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thanks so much for watching and I'll speak to you soon.